Hello and good day. Welcome to the August Rush Out event. Here today we are celebrating our passions, our purpose, and having a discussion on getting stuck sometimes and how to find our way out of that. I'm your host, Ida Regina, empowered nurturer, core personality trainer, and the founder of the Empowerment Network, and that is for women. Today we have with us a very special guest in the person of Miss Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison. Yes?
Yes.
And Jacqueline will give us a little background on who she is, what she does, and what she is passionate about at this time. Jacqueline, go ahead, take it away.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison, and I am actually the founder of Realizing Your Potential. And basically, realizing your potential realizing your potential is actually helping women to do just that. Realize their potential through self-esteem building, purposefulness, and accountability.
Awesome.
And how that goes into what I'm passionate about is that is one of the things that I'm very, very passionate about is helping women, specifically women of color, be able to get them or help them become unstuck. Meaning that I think a lot of times women, once we get married or once we have children, we kind of put our needs and so forth on the back burner. And we just kind of, it's almost like we lose our identity, or we, somehow lose touch, and we're just kind of like going through the motions. We're basically managing our households, making sure that everyone else's needs are met except for ours. So that's actually a very, very strong passion of mine, is being able to help women figure out or reconnect with what they're passionate about and be able to incorporate that into their everyday lives, whether it's starting a business or a project or just doing it on a regular basis. That's one of my passions, is helping women to do that. And I do that through my company called Realizing Your Potential.
That's awesome. And I am sure that many of us out there actually do need that help and that guidance. So we find ourselves stuck from time to time and do need external help to get us in motion. So Jacqueline, what are some of the steps that actually got you into moving in this passion right now?
You said, what are some of the things that?
Yeah, like what got you here to this point?
Okay. Well, I'm actually a licensed clinical social worker.
Okay.
And I've been licensed since 2001. And I've actually been working in the field of social work since 1994.
Mm.
So being in the helping profession, I've worked with many different populations, many different women. I would say probably primarily women.
Okay.
And I've worked with women in, like I said, in a lot of different social settings, whether it be homeless shelters and foster care, substance abuse treatment centers, through HIV education. And the one common theme that I saw was lack of self-esteem, and how that really permeates, just throughout one's life, and how that manifested itself in different ways for different women. Like I said, women from all different socioeconomic classes, whether they were African, whether they're from the Caribbean, whether they're African American, Arabic, Asian, Latina, it doesn't matter. That was the common theme. So because of that common theme, I think that's primarily what got me to where I am today. Seeing this need and knowing that I wanted to be able to try to help women by, self-esteem building and actually getting them to be able to manifest whatever their dreams are.
Awesome. That's so awesome, and that's the truth.
Mm,
We women are kind of plagued
yeah.
with not esteeming ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We put everyone else on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
We do almost everything for everybody else except ourselves. So yeah,
Absolutely.
so that is totally needed, and I commend you for taking up the baton and running with that.
I'm
Awesome.
trying.
Yeah. So now I know when we are pursuing our passion or even in other things that occur in our lives, we get stuck at certain places.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm sure you've had that experience. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't mind, can you share one or two times that you actually got stuck and how you got yourself moved from that spot?
Okay. I'll share, like you said, a couple of times.
Hmm.
When I initially started my business, this was back maybe about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And at that time, I called it Sisters in Motion.
Okay.
And I actually was combining two of my passions. It was one, I did it through like what I call the sister circle, like bringing women together and having like different topics around, different issues that we were dealing with, whether it's money, relationships, raising children. I did that. And I also taught a dance class because I teach West
Mm,
African dance,
okay.
which is why I called it Sisters in Motion.
Yes.
And I think at that time, like this was before I had my son. And I think like for me at that time, I got a little discouraged because like people would come to the dance class and then they would just kind of fizzle off, or the same with the sister circle. It was like I would get like a group going and then maybe they would come one or two times, but then they wouldn't, then they would just stop coming. So I got a little discouraged
Hmm.
and I just kind of stopped for a little while. And so that was one time. And what made me start up again was I still continued to have this desire to help women and to bring women together and to be able to support one another. Not necessarily just me, providing all of the support, but in a reciprocal fashion. You know, people, women supporting me getting support, and them and me also helping support others.
Right.
So because I had that need was still there, that's what made me start up again. And then here recently, I got a little, I guess, kind of like a little stuck because I had signed up on, what is that platform called? Meet.com. Is that what it's called? Meetup.com.
Oh, okay.
And I had started what I had called, it was called Business Minded Moms, because I felt that I needed, some support around like hooking up with other female or women entrepreneurs that also had children that
Hmm.
were trying to juggle everything, full-time job, having children, trying to, get a new business up and running. And I couldn't get like a consistent group, and I did it for like a year, and that kind of, it didn't stop me, but it got me kind of to really to sit down and kind of revamp my ideas and my thoughts, and I kind of like went, I guess, in a different direction, a slightly different direction. So I don't know. I guess you can kind of call that being stuck, I guess.
Yeah. Trying to work out.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
just trying to kind of really figure out who I wanted to target
Hmm.
and how I guess I wanted to provide this safe space
Yeah.
and get support for myself as well as support others in the process.
Awesome. So while you were going through that, um, were there certain steps you took while working yourself through that process? Like I did this, then I did the other. Can
Okay.
you share that with us, please?
Um, what I would say is refocusing on my why. I know that if I didn't know before, I know now how important that is.
Mm-hmm.
I had to really sit down and think about my why. Like, why am I doing this? You know, what was my initial desire?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why did I have this initial desire? You know, and then I kind of, did some brainstorming, and I thought about like what I had shared with you initially about this common theme,
Okay.
of the low self-esteem and how that manifests itself in different ways.
Right.
And whether it be in my professional life, individuals that I'm working with, or even in my personal life, friends, family, it's like I see these constant reoccurring themes.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully I answered the question that
Yes.
I guess how I got myself to move through was I refocused myself on my why. What was the original reason that I wanted to do, or that I thought about doing this 10 years ago when I started those sister circles?
Right. Right.
And that was it. It was, I wanted to bring women together. I wanted us to support one another instead of like being at one another and always comparing, and this person is jealous, and this,
Right.
that just makes me sick. That type of behavior really
Mm-hmm.
makes me just, ugh, I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
are definitely, once we get over that, we are definitely much, much better together once we stop the competition
Mm-hmm.
and focus more on the collaborative efforts,
Yep.
where we all benefit. That is definitely a better way to operate.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jacqueline, thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom. Before you go though, how about telling our viewers today where can they continue the conversation with you? Where can they find you online?
Okay. I currently have a Facebook community. It is called Realizing Your Potential. So if you just go to Facebook groups and type in Realizing Your Potential, it should pop up. And that is a community that, I have, and I really, I work to keep it a safe space for people to come together, to share, learn from one another, support one another, and grow. And I also have a website. My website is Realizing Your Potential,
Okay.
and then the numbers 123.com. So those couple of places. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you for joining us today for the August Rush Out event. And you will get Jacqueline's information in the notes here, in the show notes. And I look forward to seeing you again on another
Yeah.
Empowered Nurturers event. So with that, have a pleasant evening and come back and visit us at Empowered Nurturers. Do have a pleasant day. Jacqueline, thanks again.
Okay. Thank you. You take care. Okay.
Okay then. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye bye.